everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing actually two spreads. The main spread is Humph by Pentagon, and then I'm going to be doing a little extra bonus spread at the beginning because I just did my first photo card trade off of Twitter. So I wanted to make a little spread for it in my K-pop journal because I've never traded a photo card with somebody other than like friends before. So it was kind of fun. I just happened to see that she was looking for a Namjoon postcard from Map of the Soul Persona, and I happened to have an extra one, and she was trading for Jimin, who I didn't have. So I DM'd her and we ended up trading. We mailed them to each other and she sent me this cute little letter with it, so I decided to include it, and then I just included pictures of the two photo cards that we traded just because it was kind of fun and it was K-pop related, obviously, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to put into my journal. So I recently bought some of the Tombow calligraphy pens, and I haven't really had a chance to use them in my journal yet because I don't typically do my calligraphy this way. It's normally like fake calligraphy. But I want to get better at regular calligraphy, so I decided that this was a good opportunity to use it because I didn't want the spread to be super fancy. It's just sort of documenting that I did a photo card trade because it was my first one. So I think it turned out okay. It's not great. I used the one that has the little firmer nib to kind of clean it up afterwards, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's okay. And you saw me testing it on the back. I have a page actually in the back of my journal where I test markers before I use them directly on to my journal paper because my journal paper is kind of thin, so I'm kind of testing to see if it will bleed through, which it didn't really, so I went ahead and used it. And now we're gonna get into my Humph spread. So Pentagon just had a comeback, and their title track and music video were Humph, and it's a really fun and cute song. So obviously Pentagon is one of my favorite groups, if you couldn't tell from the name of my channel. So of course I had to do a spread for this, and it was so cute and fun and summery, so I wanted the lettering to reflect that. And this is probably my second favorite style of lettering. You actually probably have seen me do it a lot if you've watched my previous videos. I just did a similar lettering for my spread of Dami in her red suit, so I did this again because it was kind of fun, and I really love the part where Hui is laying across the couch, so I wanted that to sort of be like the center of the spread, and I just pulled fun colors from the music video for the lettering. So I ended up doing pink, yellow, and blue and blended them all together. As always, blending these kinds of colors together is definitely a process, and it's a trial and error, and I really don't have a specific method to it. I just kind of, hope that it works out. I use all the main colors I want and then a lighter shade of each color to try to blend it, and just really hope that it works. And if you actually want to see how I do some of my blending on my lettering, check out my how to fake calligraphy, lettering, whatever you want to call it, tutorial. It's mostly just how I do my basic lettering, so check that out if you are interested. It's much more in depth than just what you see here in these videos. Also, as always, I am using both Copic and Ohuhu alcohol markers. I really want to get my hands on some Ohuhu brush tip markers, but they are currently out of stock on Amazon. But I got an email from Amazon today saying that they will be back in stock at the beginning of August. So I'm definitely gonna jump on that and go ahead and order some because I really want to try them. I like Ohuhu markers a lot, and The only problem with them that I sometimes have is that they don't have a brush tip, but they are so much cheaper than Copic markers. So I'm really excited to try them. I may do a review video on them, even though I know that a lot of art channels have already done that, but I still kind of want to do it and give my first impression of it. So for my drop shadow, I also wanted to do something different. So I actually outlined it and then I used the lighter shades of each color on that and blended those together, and I like how it turned out. I almost wish I had just done a solid color on it, but it's definitely different from what I normally do, and I like to try to do things different so not every page looks exactly the same. So I'm so glad that I did it. I like these colors a lot together, so I think it looks cute. And finally, I have an excuse to cut out my letters more precisely because they are actually going to be overlaying something this time. So I used my X-Acto knife that I've been using. It's just like a little craft knife. I think I got it at like Tuesday morning for really cheap. And I'm cutting out the little teensy inside pieces because it's going to actually lay on top of the picture of Hui on the couch. So I don't know what my original thought for exactly what this dripping thing is. I just knew that I wanted it at the top of the spread. And once I colored it blue, which I did because the couch is yellow and the lettering at the top is pink, so I felt like it needed to be blue to go with the color scheme and not have too much of one color altogether. So I chose blue, and then after I did that, I realized it sort of looks like water a little bit, which I guess works because the theme for their album is summer, so it's very summery vibe. So I think it actually worked out perfectly. And you might be thinking, couldn't you have just drawn some drips straight into your journal instead of going through all of this? And the answer is yes, I probably could have, but I would have had to use a different kind of marker, like not an alcohol marker, because that would have bled straight through, and then it probably wouldn't have matched exactly, and to have that big of a thing in my spread not match the lettering exactly would have really bothered me. So yes, I did the tedious thing and I drew it onto a piece of paper first, cut it out, and glued it on. You might also be thinking, why didn't you just use scrapbook paper? Again, totally could have done that, but might not have matched exactly. I've mentioned this before, I don't have an abundance of scrapbook paper, so typically when I want some backing for a picture or just like little things on there, I just color onto a sheet of marker paper and cut out what I want, because then I know it will match exactly and I don't have to spend a bunch of money on like packs of scrapbook paper that I probably won't use very often. So is it tedious? Yes. Do I personally feel like it's worth it? Also yes. So I also cut out just these little drippy things to kind of pull the drippy stuff at the top into the rest of the spread. And I added a backing to all of the pictures. And then I wanted to cut out this cute little picture of Shinwan to put behind the couch and kind of make it look like he's peeking out, because I just thought he looked really cute on that part. So I wanted to include it in my spread. I also kept and wanted to use the little, just a little tiny picture of the daisy with the off-limits sign, because I've seen a lot of fan theories on Twitter that the daisy is actually meant to represent Heejung or Edan, And I just really love that because I know that I personally will always love and support him, and I am sure that the other members of Pentagon feel the same. And I don't know if that's actually what it was meant to represent, but I think it's a very cute theory, and I really like that and the symbolism behind it, even if it's just for universe that is the symbolism. So I wanted to at least put like a small picture of that on there because that was personally something that was meaningful to me within the video. And now I'm just adding some highlights with my gel pen and some little details in certain places that I felt like needed them. I am obsessed with this gel pen. I used to just use a jelly roll, but I've talked about recently I picked up a Signo broad gel pen. It was literally just in the checkout line at Michael's, and I just happened to grab it, and I am now obsessed with it. It is my favorite. Love it. Probably will use it for the rest of my life. And then I'm just writing about how I really like this song. I think it's cute. I love how Pentagon are so talented and can put out such great music while still being silly and still being themselves. I really love that about them. Here is the final spread. I really love the colors in this. I think it goes perfectly with the music video, and I am very, very happy with it. There's a lot of things about it that are different than what I normally go for, so I really like it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So if you enjoy this video and you like this spread, please make sure to like, comment, share, and especially subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at strawberryhui for more spreads like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.